Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Kellen again with Droid Life. So today we're going to take another look at the Droid RAZR Max, or Droid RAZR Max. Same device, right? One's just a little bit thicker than the other. So why we're taking a look at it is because ice cream sandwich is finally here. Well, it's almost here for everyone, okay? It's in the hands of soap testers right now, just other testers in general. And then it should hit the mass public. At least I keep hearing the 27th getting thrown around. That's 2 days from now on Wednesday. Today's the 25th. So you really don't have that much longer to go. But it's just such a major change from Gingerbread to ICS or Android 4.0 that we just wanted to show you Motorola's sort of take on ice cream sandwich. It's for the most part, it's fairly stock. I mean, they've actually kept it a lot more stock than Samsung did with their TouchWiz. And even then, HTC did with their version of Sense. So we want to walk through that and show it to you. And yeah, let's do that now. So the first thing you're obviously going to notice is the lock screen. Okay, so this has changed. This used to just be, there was a camera button you could slide over to get direct to your camera, or there was an unlock switch. And then you also had this, let me zoom in a little bit. You also have this volume toggle up top, which used to be on Gingerbread. It just, I don't believe it was up top. You know, I can't even remember, it's been so long. But anyway, so you can quickly toggle that to vibrate the phone or put sound on. And then in the middle, you have this new button that just looks like a key. All right, so if you touch that, it gives you 4 options. You can jump straight to your phone, unlock your device, go straight to your camera, or go straight to your text messages. Now, I haven't been able to customize these, or at least figure out how to customize these, which is sort of unfortunate. Not everyone uses the stock text app, and not everyone wants to jump to their dialer. Like, Motorola should have let you customize these. And if you can, please feel free to correct me in the comments. I just haven't figured out how to do it. So anyway, if we want to jump into the phone, we could drag that up, pops us right into the phone. If we want to go to the camera, we just slide over to the camera, pops up the camera, we can take pictures. And then if we want to go to our text messaging, we could do that and unlock our text messaging, which I just did on accident. And then of course you can simply just unlock. Okay, so some other cool things though from the lock screen, since it's ice cream sandwich, is you can swipe down your notification bar. As long as you just have a standard swipe unlock on there. If you have like a pattern lock, I believe these are locked out. But if you just have that swipe to unlock, to swipe to app, that sort of thing, you can actually get into your notification window or notification tab from the lock screen. And from there you can choose, like I have a Wi-Fi network that it wants me to join, and you can see there's smart actions up there as well. If you had emails or text notifications, you could get right into those if you'd like. So anyways, let's go ahead and unlock this. And when you get to the home screen, you can see it sort of looks like old Blur, but it also has this sort of ice cream sandwich feel. So if I just show you the top notification bar here, you can see the sort of blue tint to everything now. It's not totally ice cream sandwiches color. It's a little more blue, I would say, than more of that tealish green. But you can see they've changed that to match a little bit. You still have all those RAZR wallpapers, and you have this contact thing where you can swipe down. Obviously, you can get rid of that if you want. And then all their icons obviously still look like Motorola's. But then again, they tossed in the ice cream sandwich app button, which pops open the app tray. They let you customize these down here, all these shortcuts down here. You can drag and make folders just like you can in stock ice cream sandwich. The only issue is Motorola still does these weird animations, so those are a little slower. But you can see I just created a folder in all of, I don't know, a few seconds. And then you can also drag folders down in here, so you can have folders down here if you like. So it's for the most part the same sort of ice cream sandwich launcher that you get with the stock, but it just sort of has the Motorola look to it, but basically it functions exactly the same way. And you've got 5 home screens just like you do with stock. And I don't believe you can even get that preview. So you used to be able to hit home and it would give you a preview of all of your home screens. You can't even get that now. You can pinch the zoom. Yes, it doesn't work. So it's just locked there, just like it was in stock ice cream sandwich. So if you want to add a widget, then the long press and then add widget is gone, just like in stock ice cream sandwich. So now long pressing really only lets you change wallpapers if you like. Then you can go into live or just your regular wallpapers, your gallery. And I'm not even sure why Backup Assistant Plus is. You must be able to save pictures to that, and it'll let you choose from that if you'd like. So that's how you have to do that. If you want to add a widget, then you actually have to go into your app drawer, which we'll talk about next. In the app drawer, you'll see it went away from that whole 3D animated thing that you had in Gingerbread, you know, where like pages turned and stuff like that. Now it's basically just a slide left and right. I mean, it was left and right before, but it's just a slide. You can see there's sort of a 3D animation. It's essentially the stock ice cream sandwich launcher. I mean, it doesn't really get that much closer to it. If you go to the end of all of your apps, all these blower apps, it actually switches over. You'll see to widgets, and then you can start looking at all of your widgets, and you can go back to your apps. So one of the ways that Motorola did customize this though is up here it says all apps, and you can actually tap on that. It gives you downloaded, frequent, bloatware, Verizon. You can create groups, and you can add groups to home and things like that. So you can actually do a little bit of customizing in there to make it sort of how you want it to look. So at least they've made it better rather than worse. And then if you want to jump straight to widgets, you could just tap widgets and that would get you over there as well. There's also a market shortcut, a Google Play Store shortcut. And I don't have an account set up on this phone, but that'll get you right there so you can download apps fairly easily. Basically, I wanted to show you the widgets real quick. So Motorola, while I said they left everything pretty much stock, they did change a couple of things. So they've reskinned the email widget. It's now sort of black and blue to sort of match the overall theme. Gmail they didn't touch, but the calendar, I believe, there it is. So the calendar has also been changed, so it's got that black, that sort of black theme to it. I'd add it, but it won't let me since I don't actually have an account on this phone right now. So for the most part though, these are all just stock widgets. You'll see a couple of like their music player, My Motocasts on there. There's like Slacker radio, you know, all that bloatware tends to have widgets these days, VZ Navigator. There's actually a weather thing, world clocks. So they've tossed in some of their moto specific stuff. But for the most part, again, this is really just the stock ice cream sandwich launcher. So Motorola, again, just barely theming stuff, adding a little bit of feature here and there, but basically keeping stuff stock there. Another thing they've changed a little bit in Ice Cream Sandwich is the quick task changing. So before you used to be able to press home, long press on it, it would pop up a little box with like, I think it was up to 8 different apps you had open or something like that. So in Ice Cream Sandwich, they've changed it, and you long press and you actually get this list of all the things that you've done, which is scrollable. If you want to jump to one, if you want to jump to one, you just tap on it and it opens right up to it. And so, you know, you can switch around to apps fairly quickly. If you want to get rid of one, you don't like it in that list anymore, it's a task that's basically running in the background you don't need, you can actually just swipe it away. And you can swipe these left or right. You can just toss those aside, jump again into whatever it is you'd like. So, you know, you can kill off essentially all of your background tasks by doing that. So if we kill them all and long press, it actually says no recent apps. So that's one of the things you can do. Other than that, Motorola tossed in a couple of their own special things. Well, first of all, I don't know if you guys noticed all the bloatware in here, but they actually did a new Smart Actions app, which is right there. So new Smart Actions app, it's essentially just like the other Smart Actions app. I'm not sure if they've added more stuff or what they've done, but you can click Learn More. No, that's just a help thing. If you go into Plus and do Samples, I believe the app just used to look different. I think it was more of a light gray. Now it's sort of an ICS dark with the blue. And it basically lists out all these samples for you. You can pick them, tweak them to work however you like. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much Smart Actions. The other thing they're doing with this phone in particular, and I wouldn't doubt if this came out for more, is Verizon tossed in this thing called video calling. And it's basically a shortcut to, it's almost just like a landing page. See if we can get it to load. So it pops up this shortcut page to Uvu and Tango. And you can download either because they're both video chatting apps. And I believe if you download, it probably opens the Verizon App Store. Oh, it actually opened the Play Store. Anyway, I don't have an account, but so you would download that app and then you would essentially start video calling people through it. It's just interesting. They've obviously created a partnership with those two companies to try to pump video calling more, since this does have a front-facing camera. The only thing about that is everyone's about to be on shared or tiered data, and if you don't have unlimited data, video calling would just destroy your data plan. So, you know, Verizon is pushing all these data-intensive apps, but yeah, they're taking data away from you and charging you more for it. It's just such a backwards way of looking at life, but that's just what we're stuck with. So once you're out of apps, if we want to show you just a couple other tweaks they've done, like in the People app. So on the Galaxy Nexus, this is more of it's like a lighter blue up top and then almost like a light gray to see all the people that you have in there. And then it's groups and favorites. And in Galaxy Nexus stock ice cream, it's actually just a star, a little person icon, and a multi-person icon. This actually says groups, people, and favorites. You can just swipe left and right to get to those. So again, Motorola keeping it the same, just throwing their own little dark and blue sort of theme on there, but basically the same as what you're used to with stock. Same thing with the phone. You get your Motorola dialer, and you can swipe to the right and go to recent calls, swipe and get to favorites, and so you can just swipe back and forth. You know, they kept all those ice cream sandwich swiping features in there, so that's really nice. I do want to show you the browser as it has changed a bit. So if we go into the browser, turn off auto reminders, thank you. So let's just go to Droid Life. And I'm on Verizon's 4G, by the way. So Droid Life, we'll go ahead and pop that up. And so in Ice Cream Sandwich, you get a tabbed browsing experience. In case you weren't aware, you can actually tap on this button up here and you can see all of your tabs. So I can add a new tab if I want. So then we could go to ESPN. Oops. I cannot type ESPN. There we go, ESPN. We'll let that load up. And then if we want to jump back to Droid Life, nice pop-up ad there, you can just go back to it like that. And if we don't even want to look at that pop-up that just showed up on ESPN, I can actually just swipe that away. We can go ahead and open a new tab and get into whatever you want to do. So there's tab browsing in there. If we go into menu, I'm going to go to settings. I'm just going to go to labs and see, yeah, we do have quick controls. So this is an ice cream sandwich and a honeycomb feature. Basically, quick controls give you this little thumb control over here. So if you swipe your thumb from the outside, you can do it on either side. If you swipe your thumb, you can get to your tabs quickly. You can add a new tab. You can get to your URL bar. And you can get to bookmarking, and then you can get to your menu button, which allows you to share, open new tabs, save to bookmarks. So the browser is different than Gingerbread. Like again, you got tabs and stuff now, and it's a better browser. I mean, the Ice Cream Sandwich browser is fairly fast. Still has Flash support and all that good stuff, so no worries there. So a couple other things we can look at then after the browser would be the camera. As far as I know, Motorola hasn't really changed the camera all that much, so it still looks just like your standard blur camera. Let's wear sunglasses. So you can touch to focus, and it's still... Actually, it's no longer doing that animation. You know, it used to do that animation where the box would like come together and then focus. So you can actually tap on that. It's still pretty fast, and I wouldn't call it instant shutter like the Galaxy Nexus or the Galaxy S3 or the HTC One X had, but it still does that. And it's still pretty fast. Down here you have your menu settings, and I don't believe these have changed all that much. Just thumb through them really quickly. Still got panorama, multi-shot, exposure, flash. They still default to 6 megapixel images. You can record HD video, upload to Motocast. You know, most of that stuff to me hasn't changed. If we go ahead and go into that picture though, I believe they added in the ability to edit. Maybe not. Let's get that back. Edit. I just want to see if they threw in any of that edit stuff. Oh yeah, so they did. So if you go into effects, here's all your hipster filters. Okay, so they actually threw in that from stock Ice Cream Sandwich that was not in Gingerbread. So now you've got a filtered picture and you can save that and do whatever you want with it. So the camera app, again, hasn't really changed all that much. If you want to record video, that was interesting. Let's see that again. Well, maybe it's because I swiped over to home, but there's just a little toggle there. Let's see if you can take, oh yeah, so if I'm taking video now, they've added this feature. You can actually snap photos while you are recording video. So that's an Ice Cream Sandwich feature as well. So I just snapped some photos there. Let's go see if those actually came out. There's the video. Yep. Oh, wait. Yep, there's the picture I took, the blurry cam picture. So they've added that in there. So they did add that from Ice Cream Sandwich, so that's kind of cool. So the camera's been improved enough. There's nothing crazy going on there, but still a nice, solid 8 megapixel camera. The other last thing I want to show you then is going to be settings. Okay, so if you go into System Settings, you'll see it's like Ice Cream Sandwich. It even looks same color scheme and all that stuff. But they've added their colorful hint of icons to it. And basically you have airplane, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth toggles. They actually have a mobile hotspot section. Your data usage in case you're on a tiered or soon to be shared data plan. There's a more link where you can get into mobile networks. I'm gonna come back to that. Device, you can see sound, display, storage, battery, apps. I mean, all this stuff's pretty standard. There is this section here with device setup, backup assistant plus, some of that built-in Verizon stuff. And then down here you have your developer tools, your about phone. So let's go ahead and show you in here. So this new build is 6.16.211. It's the Droid RAZR Max 4.0.4. There is a new version of WebTop, which we'll get into a little bit later. So yeah, it's basically the newest version of Android you can have on a device today. 4.0.4 is the newest. But I wanted to come back to this real quick. So as a 4G phone, we all know that Verizon's 4G phone, actually anybody's 4G LTE phones, LTE, not that fake 4G, they're just awful on battery life, right? So there used to be a toggle under mobile networks and then in network mode where you could say CDMA only, which meant 3G, and you could turn off your LTE radio essentially. Well, since this update came with a global update, which made this a global roaming phone now, they've gone away with that 3G only option, which is unfortunate because if you don't have a Razr Max like this, your battery is not going to last you that long if you leave 4G on, especially for those of you not even in a 4G area. So it's a little unfortunate to see that. You can basically toggle between global and LTE and it'll pretty much do the same thing if you're not traveling overseas. But if you want to actually go in and change that to 3G, you have to manually do it. And we did a video on this. But basically you do pound, star, pound, 4636, pound, star, oops. Pound star, and it gets you into this testing sort of thing. You go into phone menu and you can scroll down here to this menu where it says LTE CDMA, and you can actually switch this to, you want CDMA auto PRL, and that'll actually turn 3G on for you. So that's the manual way you can do it. There's actually an app that helps you do that quicker. So it's a little odd that they changed that, but for whatever reason, they did do that. Other than that, it's ice cream sandwich, so it's just going to be more stable, more feature packed. I believe this has face unlock, so you can unlock it with your face if you're into that sort of thing. Screen lock. Yeah, so face unlock's on there, so you can unlock with your face if you'd like. But basically, ice cream sandwich, it's going to be better. The folder thing, creating folders is always something handy. And they didn't muck it up like Samsung did and totally destroy it. Again, Motorola, you should applaud them a little bit. They kept ice cream sandwich fairly stock on this thing. They didn't really mess with it. So yeah, again, this should be rolling out about the 27th. And you all will have it then. It's going to be awesome. You're going to have ice cream sandwich. It's going to be like a brand new device, essentially. So anyways, check us out more at the blog or Droid Life because we're going to have web top covers. So you can see the new web top, which is essentially like tablet operating system, which is going to be fun. So anyways, again, we're Droid Life. This is Razr Max, ice cream sandwich. We're out. Peace.